Chris, hey boss. Today was an investigation of harmony and triads primarily. We started by pointing out how E, A, and D are the same voicing. Each of these is 5, 1, 3. You can prove it to yourself by making them all minor. You'll see that the third is always in the high voice. It always goes down 1. Another way to convince ourselves that this works is to play each shape but on a D chord. Or any chord, really. Then you can go through and do like major to diminished. The middle one, when you went diminished here, you get this really comfortable D shape. I encourage you to add your pinky. That makes a 4-note chord called diminished 7 that inverts every 3 frets. I'm just goofing off, but it's fun to mess with that chord. And then we revisited the triad scale in C, which is the root third fifth one. This is the one that Mouthful of Diamonds was loosely based on. And as you're doing that, just say the names of the chords: C, D minor, E minor, etc. You could digress on this one. Do major, minor, major, diminished, major, augmented. I did mention that any augmented chord inverts every 4 frets. That's the other shapeshifter in harmony. Sorry. But it's less often played that way. Then we looked at a similar trio of chords. Instead of E, A, D, which share the same voicing, but G, C, F, which is much more obvious they share the same voicing. They change less. So if you just play the first 3 notes of each one, you get a triad in root position. Root third fifth, root third fifth, root third fifth, and then the fourth would be this one. All of these have that same property. So that's why you can make a 3-note G minor, but not a 6-note G minor. Same thing with C minor. F is easier because you can stop all the notes, and this one's easier too. And we talked about how these have a nice augmented potential. I like to flatten here. That's a G7, 3-note G7 that once resolved to C. And you can start here and go. That's a 3-note C7 that wants to resolve to F. You can repeat the process. That's a 3-note F7 that wants to resolve to B flat. And if you do it here, you're just screwed. This would take you far down a rabbit hole of other keys and chords that we don't want. That B flat would go to an E flat, and then we're out of position with what we want. So don't worry about that. But that exercise is very cool. And then we talked about Sunday Bloody Sunday based on a B minor triad, where the root moves down, and then it moves down again to the open notes. One of the most famous triad riffs in guitar music. Then we talked about that song by Aqualung. So it starts with a D chord, and then the root moves down half a step, but it's not a C sharp chord, it's an A over C sharp. And that relationship is a 1-5 relationship. So it's as though he's starting with a 1 and then going to the 5. And he's making a sequence, which is when you take the same progression and move it to a different part of the scale. So you get a B over D sharp there. I never knew love was full. And then in the chorus, it finally seems to go to the key of B. What a feeling in my soul. Love burns, borrowed chord, brighter than barred against sunshine. And it goes minor. I call that internal chord change. Brighter than sunshine. Let the rain fall, I don't care. I'm yours and suddenly you're mine. It's brighter than sunshine. I don't know how they say segues back into that, but you can feel the key change happening there. So I'm not convinced what key it's in. It might not be in any key, but B seems like a decent candidate for that second half. And a lot of this can be seen as relating to E as well. Good luck.